Come along with us as we review our 7-day Mediterranean cruise on board Oasis of the Seas. This is our 5th cruise with Royal Caribbean, and stay tuned as we'll share what we enjoyed, what you need to try and what you need to look out for. Tip number 1, don't worry if you arrive early, just board straight away. We've never had any issues out of Barcelona. Check-in was super efficient. Make sure you download the app beforehand and get all your safety checks done on the app before you embark. And then for us, it's straight to muster, and we always take our swimwear on a carry-on. And if you find this video helpful, please consider a like and subscribe and leave a comment below. This time around we have our friends with us on their very first cruise, and they're already blown away by the service. As you may have seen, we've recently come off Symphony of the Seas, and this being the original world's largest ship, we'll compare the two and you may be surprised. Oasis has had a refurb recently, so the pool decks have gained the lime and the coconut, gives it a more modern feel. So our cruise here on Oasis is off to a fantastic start, and we have a super itinerary coming up, so stay tuned. Normally we'd go to Central Park and have breakfast in Park Cafe, but we're in no rush to get off today, so it's breakfast in Solarium Bistro. And while everyone rushes to get off the ship to make the most of Palma, we can relax in the quiet in the solarium. While we were blessed with fantastic weather on this cruise, we really did enjoy the fact that the solarium had that open section, unlike Wonder and Symphony. In fact, we prefer this type of layout, so maybe the designer got it right from day one. Our next top tip is don't waste time queuing with the rest of the people to get onto the shuttle bus. Relax on board, let the crowds empty, and then get off the ship a bit later on when the towns and cities have opened up properly. We thoroughly enjoyed our relaxing time around the old town, just a couple of hours and then time for a snack. The shuttle bus will drop you off opposite the cathedral. They run regularly throughout the day, and 10 minutes later we're back on the ship. Just enough time to hit back at Playmakers, grab a cocktail a day before we get ready for white night tonight. Another excellent meal, brilliant service, and then the fantastic aqua show. The aqua shows are a great addition to all the Oasis class ships, and every ship has a different show. We recommend you make sure you don't miss any of them. Today's our first sea day, so it's off to Solarium, relax, chill, have a plunge in the pool, read a book, before we head back in the afternoon to get away from the sun for a bit, and cocktail a day at Playmakers. And we have to say that the service that we received at any of the bars was absolutely first class. Their staff on Royal were really amazing. And as normal on most cruises, first day means it's dress to impress night, so we've upgraded tonight and we're off to Chops. We did 150 Central on Symphony, and we'd never done Chops before, so we thought we'd give it a try. I think we probably needed a bigger table, so when they brought all the sides out, we could barely fit all the food on there. Excellent meal. So day 4 and we're in La Spezia. And today we're going to go to the Cinque Terre trails. We're going to do it on our own, so it's dead easy. Save yourself a load of money. First off, it's an industrial port, so they have to put on a free shuttle bus to get you around, and then a quick stroll around the corner onto the taxi rank, and 10 minutes drive and we're up to the train station. Purchase your tickets there. You can either purchase online the Cinque Terre pass or get at the station. This includes unlimited rides on the train along with the public footpaths and toilets. So if you're thinking of planning to do this just as a time guide, trains run really frequent. It didn't wait longer than probably 10 minutes for a train to arrive every time, and it's about 10 minutes between each stop, so it's really easy to get around and manage your day. Possibly your biggest decision is what order you want to do the trails on. We got on from La Spezia and we went all the way up to Vernazza first, and then up to the top at Monterosa. Bear in mind that a lot of the bars don't open up until after midday, and then we missed Cornelia out purely because of the amount of steps. Obviously the wife's got a dodgy knee, and we didn't really want to do all that climbing. It was over then onto Manarola and then down to Rio Maggiore to finish it off. Manarola was definitely our favourite. And just bear in mind that the Cinque Terre pass, the cost varies depending on what time of year you're going there. It's very seasonal, and also I expect to see a lot of crowds. The 5 villages are all stunningly good, but they just get very busy. We absolutely love Italy, and this was definitely a fantastic day trip. And honestly, it is so easy to do on your own, so you don't have to worry about paying them over the top prices with the cruise companies. It's really easy to do. You'll get them perfect Instagram shots in Manarola. And then it's off to Rio Maggiore, our last stop. Before I round off our day, we had roughly about an hour and a half at each one of these villages, so plenty of time to walk around and see and experience it. And then it's back onto the train. There's loads of taxis outside the train station, and 10 minutes later we're back down to the cruise port. We had a fantastic relaxing day in Cinque Terre. It was definitely worth doing and something we think you should consider when you next dock in La Spezia. Now for something we were going to try on, Symphony, but we ran out of time, so we booked on this time. We've never done it before, and that's evening meal in the solarium. And absolutely, this was really fantastic. The food's really good, it's a set menu, help yourself. The waiters will get your drinks for you. You do have to reserve here, even though it's no extra cost because it's limited seating. This is something we would definitely consider doing again. An excellent day to an excellent night, and it's Caribbean night tonight, so let's round it off. Day 5, and we're in the port of Civitavecchia. Obviously the stop for Rome, even though Rome's an hour away on train, and we've done Rome before. We absolutely loved it. Our friends, it's our first time, so it's a must do. However, things didn't go as planned. Because of the distance and making sure we don't miss the ship, we did this with the cruise line. We had to wait ages to get off the ship, then we had to wait to get onto the coach, and then wait for the train, so it was a bit drawn out. Add to that, the train got stuck on the line, so we waited another hour. Not the great start to Rome. Again, today's a baking hot day, so time for a pit stop for some pizza and wine, of course. But unfortunately, we must have missed that memo. We didn't realise that 25 was the anniversary for the Catholic Church, and that all the marble statues were all being whitewashed and jet sprayed, and so most of the things you didn't see it in all its glory, so it did lose that atmosphere. Maybe the bonus we get to see the Trevi fountain like this, as that's now changed to get your line queues, but other than that, and maybe the Colosseum were the only things you could fully appreciate. Such a shame. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, and if we'd known this, maybe we'd have been better off staying on the ship. Just goes to show, do your planning and research before you go to visit places, and even us, when we plan, we miss this. One thing's for sure, you'll definitely get your steps in Rome and time for a quick beer before we get back on the train and journey back to the ship. Would we do Rome as an excursion again? Probably not. Would we visit Rome again? Probably, but we think we'd do it as a weekend. Leave your thoughts and comments below. What would you do? So tonight it's off to the ice rink to see the ice show, and to be honest, we'd seen better shows on both Wonder and Symphony. However, still worth seeing. It's day 6, and if you're on a Mediterranean cruise, you'll at some point hit Naples. In the past we've either done Capri on our own, that's really easy, or we've done Sorrento and a wine tasting. However, today we couldn't miss out on the Amalfi coast tour, and this was real value for money when you consider how far we're now going to travel. So it's around the coast from Napoli, with Mount Vesuvius in the background there. And our first stop is going to be Sorrento. So it's an early start to make the most of the day, and our tour guide and driver were absolutely fantastic. We have about an hour and a half to explore Sorrento, as it's earlier where it's just opening up, so it's quite quiet and easy to get around before the midday crowds arrive. Plenty of time to walk down the narrow streets, explore the shops, taste some limoncello and oils, and do some purchasing. So we've done Sorrento before, and included on that trip also was food for your lunch, and it wasn't nothing to rave about, so I'm always a bit wary of these because they can be a bit cash cowy. However, on this excursion it proved us wrong. Once we'd had an hour and a half, we met up at the meeting place, and then they walked us down to a really nice restaurant where we had a 3-course meal along with white wine. Really nice, really enjoyable. Now it's back on the coach to Sorrento, over the top of the mountains, the opposite side of the bay, and then a drive down the Amalfi coast. This is the first time for us, and we definitely recommend you put this on your to-do list. It's absolutely stunning. Thank God that Enzo was used to doing this journey. We're on a 3/4 size coach, he drove me down there, it was a moped. There's some real crazy drivers down there on the way down to Amalfi. And at times it can get a bit hair raising, because you just think we're never going to fit through here, especially when there's another coach coming at you. However, it all adds to the excitement. And now we have 2 hours to ourselves to explore the gorgeous town of Amalfi. Just enough time to have an amble round, and of course, why wouldn't we? Refresh with a beer. There's plenty of narrow alleyways for you to explore, but as you can see, the centre square is the main area. Yet again, another fantastic excursion. And now for the main highlight. We're off to get on a boat, which is included in your trip, as we sail around the Amalfi coast. And a tip that we always do, when we know where we're going on different excursions, we have a look at which direction we're going around that bay or on the coach, so we make sure we sit on the right side of the buzz or the boat to get the best shots. You don't want to miss out. Around 30 minutes later we meet back up and the coach picks us up, and it's back up the dual carriageway all the way back to Napoli. And as this has been such a long day, the ship is just waiting for us as we're the last to get back on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the team responsible for the most memorable culinary experience you've been enjoying this cruise, please put your hands together and give it up for your executive chef and his hard-working galley team, ladies and gentlemen.
Unfortunately, it's that time again. It's our last day and we're at sea as we head back to Barcelona. And after a relaxing start in the solarium, it's off to Giovanni's table for lunch to round off and celebrate a fantastic cruise. And even though this is the oldest Oasis class ship that we've done out of Symphony and Wonder, we preferred this ship and its layout compared to Symphony. And the Lord's just going in for a makeover, and that looks like something to tick off as well. It's obvious that we enjoy cruise travel. However, our first time cruising friends, what were their views? Well, in their words, they said they couldn't find anything to fault whatsoever. Sometimes on some sailings the food can be a bit hit and miss. However, I have to say, on Oasis the food was top class all week. The service was amazing, the bar staff really friendly. It was a super cruise with a fantastic itinerary. Would they do it again? We'll see you in Greece as we're off on NCL together and rounding off our day with the production of Cats.
What I find for myself. No, so you catch me right up to my ears, put it away on my lot of shelf. God, I'm tired, it's awful and annoying.
I think some people get turned off by the larger ships when they know they're on a ship for a week with 6,000 to 7,000 people, but honestly in our experience sometimes the larger ships actually seem the less crowded. And sadly we're back in Barcelona, so it's disembarkation time. We tend to always walk our own cases off, saves that mad rush of packing. So it's into Park Cafe for breakfast, and as the sun rises it's sadly time to leave. But we've had a fantastic time. Now let the cruise company turn their ship around in probably a mad 2 to 3 hours ready for the next sailing. Thanks for coming along with us on the journey. We have loads of content on our channel if you're thinking or interested in taking on a cruise just to see whether it's right for yourself, which covers loads of different cruise companies. And consider subscribing if you enjoyed this, and stay tuned as we have the brand new NCL Aqua coming soon, along with Icon and then on to NCL Viva this year.